Good morning, Stellah. Today we're going to be doing some meditation. You want to have your back straight when you sit up. What that means is like this, your back. And when you breathe, you want to breathe through your abdomen, which is down here. So your breath goes like that. When you do that, your spine back here is aligned, and that's helpful for making sure that your body can sort of not have any weird constrictions in it. Which is useful for sort of reaching a neutral state, which is sort of the goal, as far as I'm aware. I'm not trying to be attached to anything at the moment. I'm trying to let everything go with each breath. As far as your mom's child support is concerned, the U.S. government is going to be taking about half of the money that I owe your mom and sending it to her directly. Those are the stimulus checks that are economic relief for the COVID crisis. I will not be receiving those checks. Those checks will be going directly to your mom. the remainder of the money that I owe your mom will be paid because I do not have to pay rent now because I live in my van. I'm saving money for a house. A cabin. That money is inside of an investment account that I can't touch right now. So the money for your mom's child support will go to you as your mom sees fit. When the federal government pays the money that was seized from me and transferred to her, and in consequence to you, as well as the next US dollars that I earn beyond what is needed to pay for my life each month. Doesn't make a lot of sense to you, I'm sure, but I know what I'm doing. And your mom will be getting money. I think about you very much on a daily basis. I think about how I'm very sad that I'm not in your life as your dad. I'm very angry with your mom, and I wish that she valued me as a person enough to treat me with the sort of dignity and equality that I believe is due me for being your dad. The way that I understand it, she doesn't want me to be your dad. Not in the way that I want to be your dad. She wants me to be your dad in the way that she wants me to be your dad, which, as far as I'm aware, is just a child support check and maybe some walks in the park, something like that. And I can't productively be your dad while living with those restrictions. It's not a cooperative arrangement by any stretch of the imagination. And if I were to be in Madison, which I have felt a strong desire to be, it would just end in conflict and pain, because your mom has no inner desire or capacity to treat me with any kind of respect, and all of her friends tell her that no respect is due, and nobody holds your mom accountable for any of her actions, not even your mom. She's never apologized to me once for a single thing. You have entire families out here who would love to see you. I've never been able to take you to visit them. I have a lot that I could teach you. I have a lot of things that would be useful for you to know in your life that I would love to share with you and participate with you and do. But if your mom is commanding so much attention from me in the form of arguments and conflict and control, there's no room for me to actually teach you and be your dad. None of my opinions about what's best for you, none of my thoughts about what may be good for you emotionally, or maybe what I see that you need, none of those things register with her. And anytime I share them, it turns into an extremely painful conflict that takes days of my life to untangle. And I've been put into the hospital several times because of conflict with your mom. Sick, feeling like I'm going to die. They're called panic attacks, and I didn't have them before I started fighting with your mom all the time. Yeah. I'm practicing this thing where I'm trying to release what I feel and what is underneath my feelings in a graceful format. Because there's my feelings inside of my chest, they hurt a lot. And I don't want them to. They have a saying that's called "get it off your chest," but I think it's also inside of your chest. You know, I think there's feelings inside that need to be recognized, like you see them, and then need to be let go of, if you can do that, and probably on a regular basis. I think that's the point of meditation. I think sleep kind of does that, but I think meditation is like another part. I love you. I'm going to sit here for a minute and then I'll turn off the video. You're welcome to come visit me anytime. I will take you from your mom's house, take you to visit your family, and return you to your mom's house. All you need to do is say, "Dad, Kyle, come pick me up." Okay? Whenever you are ready to do that, let me know. It doesn't have to be now. It can be sometime later when you're more prepared. My van is very peaceful. I love eating yogurt. I eat chocolate yogurt. They've got this yogurt called Brown Cow, and I love eating the chocolate Brown Cow yogurt with peanut butter before I go to bed at night. It's sort of like healthy ice cream, I imagine. It's still got a bunch of sugar in it, but it's nice. I'm almost done with the project. Kind of cool. Doing some experimental things. One day, assuming that you and I have the opportunity to discuss things and you're interested in them, I'm going to have so many business ideas for you. I'm making it all up as I go along, which means basically nobody's doing what I'm doing right now. Very few people. Like 5. It kind of thrills me to be on the edge like that. That's how I get by not being in your life. The emotional desire to be with you doesn't go away. It's with me every day. But my head and all of the stuff inside of it is so big that I'm busy. William Blake. The busy bee has no time for sorrow. Yeah. Proverbs of Hell. That's what that's from. William Blake was a classy guy. I think the mind goes on a lot of crazy tangents all the time based on what we're feeling, what we feel we need to say, how we respond or react to our environment. The head just goes, right? Like me talking right now. When I should be meditating, right? But you can't meditate all the time. That's a problem, because meditating all the time, you'd be sort of like perma-zen, right? Like equanimity, like, I'll show you, like feeling. There's a peacefulness that you can get when you're sitting and breathing like that. And it's like a vacation from your brain. But it's not a vacation. It's like a centering. It's putting a little tiny vacation inside of your heart. That's what Zen does. It's like giving yourself a little bit of space inside Because the rest of the time, you're busy doing stuff, you're working, you're learning things, you're being frustrated with things, you know? You want things. It's like, but there's a tool inside of you that's about learning how to accept things, but feeling the acceptance, like being completely okay with everything that is right now. Something like that, right? And not feeling the need to reach out and hold on to it. Just being, period. Right? Dot. But then the whole difficulty is that you want to be period, right? Like, just be the Zen, be the Buddha, be the infinite expression of consciousness, of light. You want to be the avatar of the Amitabha, right? The Zen, all that. But there's no way to do that all of the time. And that's sort of what Alan Watts was getting at. You know, what about ice cream? What about riding on a skateboard? You know? What about getting mad? What about not wanting to share your watercolors? Like, you know? Like, all this stuff is normal, and it's like what is inside of us. But then we can also take the moments to be like breathing and calm, right? Sitting up straight, breathing deep. And maybe that gives us a little bit of composure for the rest of the day, so we're not as crazy. Because we're so crazy. Everyone is so crazy. Angry people, anxious people, in a hurry people, mean people, crazy people. Every single place. Crazy world. We live in a crazy place. You don't need to participate in that all of the time. Sometimes you will not have a choice. Because you're crazy too. Because you're a person. Because people are crazy. It just means that your brain kind of like... You can't really help the directions that your brain goes. And the feelings that you want to have, and how you want to talk and engage, like, these are not really under your control. You're in control of your actions, if you want to be hard in control, as in, like, how you can respond to things. Like, say someone steals all of your watercolors. You can get angry, and then what you choose to do with that anger is sort of up to you, right? My guess is that if you meditate when someone steals your watercolors, you can maybe understand, like, oh yeah, dude, that's fine. Dad's gonna send me some more watercolors. That's okay. I can get more watercolors. But if you don't, and you just get really angry, and you're like, those were my watercolors, I wanted those watercolors, now it's like, when you take that to a really far place, it hurts a lot. You can be so angry about it, or sad about it. that person probably wanted to use watercolors too. That's probably a healthier approach. This is a Dharma talk. You're welcome. I love you. It's probably like 9 o'clock in the morning here in Santa Cruz, California. I'm gonna go maybe finish up a graphic novel today. Probably just a text. I love you, Stellah. Be nice to people. Have a good day.